Back in the day before that, which shall not be named, in 2020, I could grocery shop for a month of groceries for between $150 and $200. It was just for my husband and I, just for two people, but still $75 to $100 per person for a month of groceries is pretty unheard of now. Unfortunately, those were the days, right? Grocery prices, as we all know, are out the wazoo right now. No matter how hard I try, I cannot get $75 to $100 per person for a month of groceries anymore. Right now, I'm doing pretty good to get $200 a week for a family of three with a toddler who, you know, doesn't eat a whole lot. $200 a week I think is still pretty good, considering the fact that that is 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So in this video, I am going to show you my real numbers from 2024. I almost said 2022. What in the world? My real numbers thus far from 2024, from January, February, and then this will be my last grocery shop for March. I'm sitting in the parking lot of Aldi right now, hoping this rain dissipates a little bit before I have to go in, and then I'll see. I will show you what I spend. Ooh, there's just some lightning. So I'm going to be sharing my real numbers from January, February, and March after I shop today. I'm gonna hit up Aldi and then we're gonna go down to Kroger as long as the weather is not too terrible. We'll see. I have my grocery list. I have a few things on there that I know I'm not going to be able to get at Aldi. I know I'm going to have to go to Kroger for. The rain just got harder. So we shall see how this goes. But to start, let me tell you a little bit about the ways that I save, because I know a lot of people, $200 a week is not even remotely close to what they're spending, especially not for 7 nights of dinners. Maybe you're spending $200 a week, but you go out to eat 4 times a week also, but you're probably spending $200 plus on that as well. So the main way I save is by shopping my kitchen. I have 2 whole videos about this. I have one video, I have one video about how to shop your kitchen, and then I have one video showing kind of behind the scenes. But the number one way I keep my grocery budget low is by shopping my kitchen first, making my meal plan based on what's already in my kitchen, and then going to the grocery store and buying additional things. Another main way that I save money on groceries is by trying to have as few convenience ingredients as possible. So I call these shortcut ingredients also. Anything that does a little bit of the work for you. Pre-chopped vegetables, pre-mixed, marinades, dressings, things like that. All of those things are going to cost more because they do the work for you. Again, in another video, I talk about how to find the balance between using these convenience ingredients to help you get dinner on the table at home versus avoiding these convenience ingredients to save money. You know, there is a fine balance there, and it will change, it will fluctuate. I know when I've got really busy weeks, when my daughter's sick, something like that, when I'm sick, we definitely rely more on those convenience ingredients, which is really hard to say, convenience ingredients, which is why I often say shortcut ingredients. But that is another main way I keep my grocery budget low. Anyway, there was another flash of lightning. The third main way that I keep my grocery budget low is by limiting snacks and avoiding what I call empty snacks. So anything with empty calories, there's a thunder. So the storm is a ways away, but it seems like it's right here. Anywho, empty calorie snacks. If you were gonna eat a snack and it's not gonna actually make you feel full, it was a waste of money, basically, is my view on that. And like, am I wrong? It's a waste of money if it doesn't fill you up. I will sometimes buy treats, like I have a hot Cheeto addiction. That doesn't fill me up. But I will typically, if I'm hungry, I'm gonna get a real filling snack. Like I might eat some hummus and naan and then some hot Cheetos. The hot Cheetos are a treat. They are empty calories. They are not good for your wallet or your waistline, right? But I try to make myself and my husband and my daughter eat hearty snacks. Snacks that will actually fill you up. Because again, if you are buying a snack and you're still hungry after you eat it, not because you're just really hungry, but because it was empty, it was an empty non-filling, non-protein heavy snack, it was a waste of money, right? And chances are those things are more expensive for what you get also. The hummus that fills me up is cheaper than the hot Cheetos that don't fill me up. So it's like a double waste of money. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying there. Yes, those things are enjoyable, treats are enjoyable, but treat them as a treat, not as hunger satiation, okay? So leave me a comment if you would like a whole video on my favorite filling and cheap snacks. I can definitely do that. I'm planning on doing a video about what I feed my daughter, the things that are easy and quick to prep for her, but aren't necessarily prepackaged things, because again, those things are more expensive. But I still don't want to spend a ton of time in the kitchen making food for my toddler who might throw it on the floor anyway, right? So I am going to have a whole video about that, about the things I make for my daughter that I don't feel guilty about, like they're not just junk, and they're also not super expensive, but they also don't require too much time in the kitchen. But I can also make a video about the things I feed myself and my husband that also fall under those categories. Things like hummus and naan. I feel like that's an obvious one, but perhaps not. So yeah, leave me a comment if that is something you'd be interested in. I also want to talk for a second about what is included in my budget. So I include all household items, things like toilet paper, Ziploc baggies, tinfoil, laundry detergent, whatever else, cleaning supplies, all of those things I roll into my grocery budget. I typically pick up a couple of those things, like I buy laundry detergent at Aldi, so they're a part of my budget. I'm not gonna go through and subtract those, put them in another category. I ain't got time for that, right? So in addition to 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, most of the time, I am also buying all these household items. And then, yeah, so 7 meals a week is typically what I meal plan for. 7 dinners a week, and breakfast and lunch and snacks. Of course, I'm a human being. We do go out to eat every once in a while. And lately it's been more, lately it's been more than what's normal for us. I think we went out 3 times in January. We like picked up food 3 times in January. We have a toddler. We don't go out to eat that often, but we get takeout every once in a while, you know? So I think January was 3 times. So I know some people do that in 1 week. So that's actually not high. But previously it's been like once a month. We would go out or pick up takeout or fast food or whatever, just once a month. So 3 times in a month is a lot for us. So keep in mind, as I'm sharing my real numbers here in a second, this is a lot of food I'm getting. I usually get like 100 grocery items, perhaps more. I'll throw in some pictures of my real Aldi receipts. I usually take a picture of them. I don't usually do Kroger because we do online pickup typically. I buy a lot of things for this $150 to $200 a week. All right, so I have made note of my real numbers from January to now, and I am filming this on March 21st. I think that's what day it is. If March 21st is a Thursday, I'm also posting this video today, hopefully. We'll see. So I try not to do this. I try not to film and post in one day, but life is chaos with a toddler and we just traveled and all that. So yeah. All right, so my real numbers. My total for groceries in the month of January with 3 dinners out was $738.28 for the entire month of January. Let me know in the comments if you track that. If you spend around that much, how many times you go out to eat, if you spend less than that, more than that, if you don't track it at all and you have no idea, if you think that sounds high or if you think that sounds low, let me know. I'm curious. It's a really interesting yellow truck that just pulled up. It kind of looks like the Ghostbusters car. Like it has lights on top and it's bright yellow and almost looks like a fire truck but miniaturized. I have no idea what that is. Anywho, so $738 and 3 nights out in January. February total was $776.65 with 2 dinners out, or 2 takeout nights. And then so far in March, we're at $390, but we spent 5 nights with my mother-in-law. And I did buy like $40 of groceries for my daughter there. Like I did a Walmart delivery to have some food that I know the toddler will eat there. So I guess that would put us at $430. And then like I said, I'm about to run into Aldi. We have had 1 dinner out so far this month. We picked up Chick-fil-A on the way home from the airport because we were on the way home from the airport. I actually had planned a dinner for that night and it just didn't happen. We ended up having it last night. So like that food did get eaten. And I didn't have to grocery shop yesterday because of that. Originally that was the plan, and I'm really glad I didn't have to shop in the morning after getting home at like 7:30 and then having to unpack and throw the baby into bed and all of that shenanigans after traveling. But yeah, Chick-fil-A on the way home from the airport after traveling all day, definitely necessary. And we took the baby into play, get some wiggles out after being stuck on a plane and then having an hour drive home. So very much worth it. And my goal is to not go out in the next 10 days, to not go out to eat at all in the next 10 days. So that would put March at one night out, but we were in, like I said, at my mother-in-law's for 5 days. So March was a little different. We probably would have had a second night out. But yeah, so 4:30 so far for March. Again, cutting out 5 nights of dinner, so it should be less, I hope. But yeah, now I'm gonna head into Aldi and we'll see what I can do, how low I can keep it. All right, so I grabbed some sourdough bread and avocado for morning avocado toast. Skipped the jalapeno and bell peppers that come in multi-packs at Aldi. Grabbed kale and romaine, salad mix to go on the side of burgers, spinach for green smoothies and one dinner, Brussels sprouts. I like the sliced mushrooms here, cilantro, and you gotta check it, make sure it's all good, no brown spots. I get this giant bag of apples for my toddler, and this is the cheapest option. It's only $1 per pound. Grabbed whole carrots because they're cheaper than the baby carrots. That's one of those things where I put in a little more effort to prep it. Got a whole bunch of tomatoes for breakfast sandwiches. We do like a mozzarella tomato, like caprese breakfast, and things like tacos need tomatoes. Got lots of cheese, lots of shredded mozzarella and cheddar. Now I need some Catalina dressing. This one at Aldi I use in place of Catalina dressing in a crock-pot recipe. And then jelly is also for this crock-pot meal that I'll be making tonight. Grab some tortilla chips for snacking with the salsa I already have in my pantry, and some jalapeno chips as a treat. Got egg noodles for 2 different dinners, black beans for multiple meals. Onion soup mix will also go in the crock-pot meal tonight. It's Catalina chicken if you're curious. Trying these fire roasted tomatoes in a recipe, not usually what I use, but gonna give these a try. Grab peanut bars for my husband's snack, taco shells that will be used in 2 different meals, coconut milk for a veggie stir fry, and decided to grab a few pouches for my daughter. I like to grab one with ingredients she doesn't usually eat, like kale, pears, and she definitely doesn't eat beets, although the beets are the 5th ingredient on this. Coffee is obviously a need. Grab 2 different taste tests. Now taking a quick look at the Aldi Isle of Shame. They had books, and this one is actually on my list, but I didn't grab it. I'll get it at the library. Got sour cream for 2 different meals, and it was hard to grab this one. We use a ton of Greek yogurt, so even though I already have some, I grabbed more. And some almond milk for smoothies. I have a toddler, so of course I need regular milk, and this one in the front was gross, so I skipped it. We eat eggs every morning, so grabbed a few of these, and definitely got to check eggs, no paying for broken eggs. Grabbed a sausage link, and look at how empty Aldi was during a rainstorm on a weekday morning. Imagine that. Got ground turkey because it's the cheapest, and some frozen burgers for what I call a frozen meal Friday, and some frozen salmon, things of frozen veggies, and some fries to go with the burgers also. And I'm going to see how these pizza bagels compare to name brand. And that's it. That's our Aldi haul. Well, I made it in and out of Aldi. A little bit wet, a little bit covered in raindrops, but super happy. $177.80. That is the cheapest Aldi trip I've had in months. And I do still have a few things to get at Kroger, but it's not going to be $100 worth, so fantastic. At Kroger, 5 things on my list, accepting that I'm just going to get soaked, hoping I can get in and out for 25 bucks. Let's see. Well, it was $36 at Kroger, but I forgot that I needed to grab some soda for my husband to hang out with some friends this weekend. Soda's not cheap. That was like $6 right there. So I was only off by $5, which is not too bad because I actually also forgot I needed some bell peppers. Those aren't super cheap always either as far as produce goes. But yeah, 177 and 36 equals something. Something less than 250, which has been what I've been spending at Aldi in one trip. So I did a really good job of shopping my kitchen and making my meal plan based on my kitchen stock. I mean, what I had on hand, I incorporated into the meal plan like really intensely. I have a jar of Chipotle's, like Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, a can, I mean, in my pantry, and I planned 3 meals around that one ingredient. So that just goes to show you, you can be creative and you really can save a lot. So I'm using like, so in addition to shopping your kitchen, what I do is anytime I'm buying an ingredient that is like a large package, I'll use it twice. So I have 2 meals using the egg noodles I bought, and egg noodles are pretty cheap already, but using them twice makes them like even cheaper, right? You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. So if you found this helpful, check the description for my other videos that will help you save money on groceries while not sacrificing your sanity. That is my goal, to help you save time, money, and sanity when it comes to feeding your family. Be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications to see my upcoming videos, and leave me any comments if you have a question about any of this, any of my tips and hacks for saving money, saving time in the kitchen, etc. And see you next time.